I'm going to move on to something else, and I'm going to circle back to
Yeah,
obviously one of the main reasons why you're here as the former member of Dublin Concert Band, but something else that you have been continuing to do during lockdown, and something that has come to you from a completely different angle from music, because as we were talking earlier on, your whole life is based around music, and then there's this other thing which is so important at the minute, and you've got the T-shirt on there. Talk to us a little bit about the blood bikes and the work that you're doing there.
So I suppose when you looked at the video of Misha Era, the trumpet player was Graham Hastings. The orchestra was the Irish Film Orchestra. It wasn't the Symphony Orchestra, it was the Irish Film Orchestra. And the trumpet was Graham Hastings. And Graham Hastings was a member of Blood Bikes. When I was still in the orchestra for many, many years, he's been a member of Blood Bikes. And he's often said to me, I think you'd enjoy it. I think you really would enjoy it. And when I retired, I had said to my wife, Antoinette, I had said many, many times, it's something I'm going to explore after I retire. So I did. Contacted Graham, how do I go about doing this? And so he filled me in, and I joined the group last December. And then when you join the group, then you have to go through orientation, and then the lockdown happened. You were allowed at that stage to ride a bike without a special advanced training for 6 months, but you had to say that you would get your advanced training within 6 months. Mm-hmm. And before that, before I even started advanced training, all the training stopped because of COVID-19. So at the moment, I'm a driver. I drive cars rather than bikes. But the work that they do it's amazing. They move blood samples. We've moved a lot of COVID-19 samples. Before laboratories were set up around the country, everything came to Dublin to the National Virus Lab, and we would meet other blood bike groups down the country and continue the journey up to Dublin with samples. I've had hundreds of samples in the car at one time. But a lot of people don't know the other side of work that we do. So if you take, for example, a kid with leukemia who would previously have had to travel to Crumlin Children's Hospital once a week for blood tests, the parents have been trained in how to take a blood sample, and we will go to that kid's house and collect the sample and bring it to Crumlin. So there's no waiting. The kid stays at home. And then an amazing service that we offer is distributing, and it doesn't matter whether it's from a donor to the child, or whether we're supplying it on to somebody else. We work with the Human Breast Milk Bank in Enniskillen, transporting human breast milk. And this is for babies who are prematurely born in hospital, giving these kids the best chance of life. So it's fantastic. We don't think about any of that. Funnily enough, I think we did a pre-test earlier on when I was saying to you, I would arrive and work in the Symphony Orchestra and I would see that we're doing Fingal's Cave. And I'd go, oh God, no, not again. I played Fingal's Cave hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of times. It was just too much. We don't question what we carry in the cars. We just know that it's good. What we're doing is good, and we're saving the HSE literally hundreds of thousands of euros every year, because anything that we transport, we work after hours on Monday to Friday, and then we work all weekends. So up until this point, until blood bikes, everything was transported by taxis. So it was all paid for. So it's really, really well worthwhile charity. And of course, at some stage in the near future, I'll be talking to Dublin Concert Band about doing something for blood bikes. Of course, we'll have this interaction as we've done with so many other groups and so many other bands and worthwhile causes. Let's say.
It really is, absolutely is. And I'm just going to add in a comment there from Hazel. Amazing work. Yeah,
I've never worked a day in my life, Brendan, because it's not work when you enjoy what you're doing, and that is absolutely true. It really isn't. It's so worthwhile, and it doesn't take an awful lot of time. I do at the moment, we have so many volunteers. We've got a waiting list. We've got 136 volunteers, and we've got a waiting list of more than that, of people wanting to come in, but we can't take them in. We're kind of limited to 2 shifts a month,
Okay.
which might be from 7 o'clock in the evening until 3 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock in the morning, or whatever. So we're overstaffed. But I've become a member of the social media team as well. So I'm writing Facebook posts and LinkedIn posts and things like that. So it really is interesting and worthwhile.
That's amazing.
It's so worthwhile.
And just to give us some, I suppose, to really show the impact on this, you're giving me some figures, but when we were talking around in terms of comparison of what you did last year and then actually what you've done during COVID, just give us an idea of what that is a comparison.
Well, I was talking to Graham Hastings earlier on today because he brought me out on a training session for this advanced riding, motorcycle riding. And Graham was telling me that we're not even halfway through the year yet, but for the first half of this year, we have done more runs down the country. So meeting a blood bikes group from Cork, or delivering breast milk to a blood bike group going to Kilkenny or whatever else. And we've done more in the first half of this year than we did in the whole of last year. We've done something like 750 up to this point, country runs, we call them. And we did 600 and something in the whole of last year. That's
amazing. Yeah, and congratulations and thank you to not only yourself but everybody in blood bikes and all the work you do. It's largely kind of behind the scenes. People don't think about it, but it is making obviously such a massive impact on the people that you're touching, and obviously then the HSE as well. So amazing, truly amazing.
Yeah. And it's got a uniform. I've always had a uniform my whole career. Everything I've done has had a uniform.
Show us the hat.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There you go.
This is a really
good segue.